Hello everyone, welcome back. It's another creature feature from the Reptile Zoo. I'm Michael and I've brought another creature for you guys to learn about. Today we're going to take a look at the White's tree frog, although some of you might know it better as the Australian green tree frog. Now these guys of course are found in Australia, but not all of it. They're actually found in a fairly small area, a northern stretch of coastline of Australia. It's more tropical there than other parts, and that's actually pretty important for frogs since, well, frogs do indeed need a lot of moisture. They like wet habitats. You'll notice I even got my hands wet for this particular episode because I want to make sure there's plenty of moisture for this guy. Frogs are what we call an indicator species, and they're very sensitive animals. Although they can still be quite hardy in captivity and make pretty good pets, there's just a few things you got to know about their environmental needs. And of course, moisture is a real big one. They like damp air in particular with this species. That's where they get a lot of their moisture, and how they keep a lot of their skin wet is from the warm, moist airs coming from the tropics. And they'll stay in the trees. It is a tree frog after all. They'll use the moisture to keep their skin healthy, and they'll stay out of the sunlight as best as they can because, well, that dries them out faster and they can't have that. Because the thing about frogs, and this is really weird, frogs of course have lungs. I don't know how many of you did science classes where you did dissection of frogs, but frogs do actually have lungs much like us, though they don't get as much oxygen with their lungs as they do directly through the skin. So they actually breathe mostly with the skin, and keeping it wet is what helps them to stay alive. So if they dry out, that can be really bad. Primarily these guys will come out at nighttime. They'll hide in the trees during the day, staying out of sight, staying in the shadows. But when night comes out, they are really active frogs. They get a lot more vocal. They go out hunting. And if you guys want to know what they eat, well, they are insectivores. So they pretty much just eat little insects. They love their crickets. They like little mealworms. Whoop! And they like the camera. So, as you saw there, decent jumpers. They do have those, as you'd expect, really powerful hind legs. Look how long those are. And those sticky toes at the end of each foot that make them amazing for life in the trees. They can climb walls, they'll climb glass, they can climb you pretty easily too. Now this is an adult-sized frog, but I've seen them get bigger than this, maybe up to about 4 inches. It's not a huge frog. And guys, they're so much fun. They're not aggressive. And again, even though they're a frog and they're vocal, they don't make that much noise. They're really not just sitting there all night just wah, wah, wah. And they can be a lot of fun to feed, especially because they don't have teeth. You can actually just hold a cricket in your hand or a mealworm in your hand and let him just pluck it right out with his little tongue. And if somehow he were to grab your finger instead, you know what? It's not going to hurt. They don't have any teeth. Their bite's not that strong. So they're a lot of fun to have around. They'll even change color if that's something you guys are into. Right now, he's a nice, beautiful green, as you would expect for something being called a green tree frog. But that's because he's nice and warm. We've had him out. We're holding him a lot, so he's absorbing my body heat. But when they start getting a little bit cooler, their body temperature will drop and their color will change into a nice dark brown. But no matter how you look at these guys, no matter what color they come in, what size they are an amazing frog to have if frogs are your thing. Look at that little face. I just love these guys. Almost like a little smile permanently. All right, everyone. Well, thanks again for joining us for another creature feature. And stick around if you want to see more. Keep in tune with us. Keep watching out for more videos. There's so many more animals here that we would love to show you. So keep an eye out, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.